Hello, you're welcome to today's episode on our trending series on Viewers TV, and I'm your host, Victoria Opamedwa. Today, we'll be talking about a very interesting and practical topic that you would want to know, so you stay glued as we walk you through the reasons why certain things are the way they are in our society today, especially Nigeria here. It is no longer news that onion is now the king in our kitchen, while groundnut oil is now the queen of the king in our Nigerian kitchen today. You will agree with me that the average Nigerian kitchen today has groundnut oil and onion in them. Yeah, these items have now become the most expensive item in the market. It has to do with the Nigerian kitchen. So today I am not alone in the studio. Today we'll be walking you through the high cost of onion and groundnut oil in the market with some amazing personalities I have here in the studio in the person of Comrade A. Kinson. Hello, Mr. Kinson. How you doing?
I'm fine. Good afternoon, viewers.
You're welcome to today's episode of Trending Series and hope you unveil, the reasons as the viewers want to know the exact reasons why these items are, really very high in the market and why some people cannot afford this. Not alone with Mr. Kinson in the studio, I am also with Miss IJ. Hello, Miss IJ.
Hello.
IJ for Ijoma. How you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you.
You're welcome to VOS TV.
Thank you.
And hope you walk us through the significant reasons why those things are very expensive and
Yes.
somehow unaffordable to the average Nigerians.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you very much. So, Mr. Kinson, tell us why these items are very expensive. Could it compare to the previous months? Could it be that there's something we need to know about the cultivation and then harvesting of this onion? Because if you go to the market now, you find out that three onion is for 500 naira, and when you size this three onion, they are not really big. 500 naira. That is 500 naira is the next, as in why 1000 naira is the most Nigerian naira. 500 is the next. So 500 naira for three onion that is not so big. Can you tell us the reason why this item is very expensive in the market, sir?
Okay. Once again, good afternoon, viewers. Thank you for tuning in into USTV. Victoria, to respond to your question, you see, if we don't handle some certain things as far as Nigeria economy is concerned, we will keep having some, should I call it domestic challenge? We'll
Okay.
keep having some issues. I want to digress a little. You see, what we are talking about today, onions, common onions, and if I hear you correctly, you said it's now the king as far as Nigeria kitchen is
An
concerned.
average Nigerian
Average
kitchen.
Nigerian
Yes.
kitchen is concerned.
Yes.
Just common onions. There are some factors that contributed to it. We have 6 geopolitical zones as far as Nigeria is concerned, and each of these zones concentrate on some things. But if you look at the zone in the north, some of the zones in the north, you discover that they concentrate on farming.
Okay.
And we here, we try to neglect farming, because you just said that one or two onions of one or two is sold for 500 naira, or
Three
three is
three
sold for
small
three
onion,
small.
very minuscule.
okay.
It's sold for
It's
500
sold for
naira.
500 naira.
Yes, sir.
And I bet you, if you go to north as at now, you will discover that same onions, you will see it 100 naira, 15 naira, the case may be.
Currently in the north.
Yes.
So
If you you will discover that you will see them. You know why? Because these persons, this is where they farm onions. This is where they, they plant all these crops. And this is South South. We are in the South South. We depend on them. We depend on the North for crops. Everything. Now, this is not, we are not talking about importation now. But within Nigeria, you discover that we are the South South here. We depend on the North for all these crops. Now, one of the major things that happened now that is now making onions, based on the information gathered, that is now making onions to be the king, as you said, the king in average Nigeria kitchen, as you said, is because some part of the state in the north, their onions was, let's say, corrupted or spoiled by water. So you now discover that some of the states that is now that now have that onion, what they now have, the quantity they now have is now few. So by the time they supply themselves and bring to other geopolitical zone, you will discover that even the cost of transportation and everything. But do we farm onions here presently? And I can tell you, it's not. I don't think so. Even if we have, it's just some one or two persons. So we don't have in southwest, we don't have a place or an onions farm where we can produce like 1 million basket of onions.
Okay.
We don't have. So you discover that because we don't have, and we depend on north central, northeast, and all the states in the north. We discover that we keep having onions challenge. What is onions? That we are now, we are not talking about rice, we are not talking about tomatoes, we are talking about onions. That I don't know how to even describe it. It does not make the soup too sweet, neither does it contribute anything, but just to the aroma, just to get a nice aroma. That's what we are talking about here. So I believe that if we can wake up to our responsibility of what to do. You know, during the time of Basajo, there was, I said this as I begin to let you continue. During the time of Basajo, there was what we call Operation Feed the Nation. Basajo then advised Nigeria to go back to farm. Because our government of today, government ought to be continuous. But because our government of today, is not continuous, that is why that policy died. And if that policy would have been an existence, nurtured from that time till now, you discover that this farm issue maybe would have grown in it. And you discover that we produce all those, but that policy died. And this is what the man saw as a visionary then.
So but how do you think that the cost of this item now is affecting the average Nigerian household?
Yes, it's affecting average Nigerian household in the sense that an average Nigerian household can never afford the rice, can never afford the tomatoes, can never afford what to use the onions to cook.
Okay.
So having managed to get what to cook, now you are now looking for what to give that food an aroma. So it affects. For instance, instead of you to, maybe you have 2,000 to just manage what to eat, what to cook, as the case may be, you discover that 500 naira will not go for onions. And you are left with 1,500 naira. So you discover that it affects, the cost of onions affect average Nigeria household.
Are you saying that the average Nigerian household cannot cook without an onion? Now you're directing this and the use of onion for just maybe stew and then maybe jollof and whatever they can use tomato for. But there are some people that use this onion for even other to prepare other meal. Yes. So are you saying that onion is particularly used for what tomato accompanies?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
I know there are some households, there are some persons, when they want to eat salad, they add onions to it.
Okay.
I also know there are some persons, they eat onions. I also know there are some persons for eye problem.
Okay.
So onions is used for so many things. I also know there are some persons that they also boil it and eat, but majorly we just say it's for domestic use for kitchen.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Kinson.
Thank you.
Thank you for that wonderful analysis of why this item is expensive and then the uses of it in the Nigerian household. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, so over to you, Mr. Joma.
In throwing more lights to the reason why it's expensive, presently now, I would say the climate condition.
Okay.
Yes, the climate condition, because this season now is the Harmattan season, right?
Okay.
The Harmattan season. So you could tell that in growing crops, they don't come out like the way it was in the raining season. So I would say that the reason for the increase in cost of this product is one, the climate condition.
Okay.
Secondly, I would say transportation cost.
Okay.
Yes, because we know so well that crops are majorly from the north, and then transporting there to get all of these things together with the climate condition that the products are not coming up well the way we want them, definitely there will be increase in them.
Okay, Mr. Joma, have you been to the north before?
I have not been to the north.
Okay, so how come about the climate condition
Okay,
affecting?
fine. I've not been to the north, but from my own end, where I'm living, I could tell how the Harmattan is telling on me. Yes.
Okay.
Now, relate it to crops that are coming from the ground.
Okay.
You could tell how hot the sand used to be. Like, the products are not coming in plenty, they are just coming in few. So I would say it's a reason for the increase in cost.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Joma. Let's talk about the significant reason why this is expensive. Why is it particularly onion and groundnut oil, and why is such increase in this Yuletide season?
I can't really tell why it is majorly groundnut oil and onion. Yes, I can't really tell the reason why it's majorly the both of them.
Okay.
But in as much as it's focusing on the both of them, I'm equally surprised.
Okay.
Yes, because I was expecting rice to like have the lead
Okay.
in this. But going to the market to just buy onion, just three, that's not up to anything for 500 naira. Imagine someone that has, let's say 3,000 naira at hand, because sometimes you can't predict the days. Sometimes you just wake up and there's no money with you. Okay, you're hungry and you want to manage what you have to go to the market. Only onion alone takes the whole money. You've not gotten the rice. So I can't really tell the reason why it's focusing on them.
Groundnut oil.
Yes, and onion. Yes.
Okay. Oh wow, Mr. Joma. So are there alternatives for this item? Are there alternatives that okay, since onion and the groundnut oil is now on the high cost, since I cannot afford it, do you as a woman, do you think there are alternatives for these items? Okay, maybe if I cannot use groundnut oil, maybe I can use another kind of oil. And then maybe if I cannot afford the groundnut, maybe if I cannot afford an onion, I could maybe use some other thing to make up my meal and then enjoy myself.
For me, you know, everybody's not the same. Yes, for me, some persons will rather go for garlic onion. Yes.
Is there anything like garlic
Yes,
onion?
yes, if preparing meal and
You need garlic now?
yes, garlic onion.
Okay.
But And the thing is, not everybody actually likes the aroma garlic gives.
Mm.
Yes, so some persons will use that garlic as an alternative, while some will just be there. Yes. Speaking of oil, the only thing to do now is to make use of palm oil.
Okay.
Yes, palm oil, or some persons would rather make use of coconut oil. But speaking of coconut oil, it has its own cost as well, because it's not as plenty as groundnut oil.
Okay.
Yes, but it's also good for cooking. But
Okay.
the thing is, I don't think it's everybody that would like it in cooking. So those are the alternative I see. Yes.
Okay.
And another thing is when the product is much, we know ourselves, Nigerians,
Mhm.
when the product is much, sometimes some persons they will use it wastefully.
Okay.
Yes. So what I'm saying is getting it in bulk, storing. Yes, storing, because had it been some persons had stored these items before now, I don't think they will be going to the market to purchase them again, because I believe they will have some of them at home, right? So that's what I see there. Getting them in bulk and maybe storing at home.
Okay.
Yes.
I see. Okay, so viewers, we're still on our trending series, and today we're talking about the high cost of onion and groundnut oil in the market. And of course, you know that these are basic items that the average Nigerians will want to have in their kitchen. And of course, I'm not alone in the studio. I have comrade Kinson and Miss Ijoma as we dissect the reasons why these items are expensive and unaffordable to our Nigerian brethren. So, Mr. Kingston, please take us through the fluctuation of the prices of onion and groundnut oil and how this will affect our Nigerian economy.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
When I speak at first, I did actually touch the area of the granite oil. Let me just touch that there before I proceed to this present one.
Okay.
You know, looking at granite oil is a finished product of granite. Still bounce back to let's go farm or let's go farm. The majority of states that farm granite are from the north also. You will discover that this issue can still be traceable if all the states, that is why I'm going to advise all the state governors, let's encourage our people, because in as much as we are talking about this, we should be able to find solution. We will not repeat these same issues again. Advise all the state governors, let's encourage our people to go farming, so that at least if as a state you can produce what, for instance, you can produce what can, that is, certify your state, that even if it's not to sell out, but what you produce in your state is enough for you, we will not have this issue.
Are you saying that they should include the cultivation of onion?
Every crops,
Okay.
not just onions, every crops, because this year we have challenges of onions. Next year might just be challenges of pepper or tomatoes or anything as the case may
Okay,
be.
I want
Because
to chip in this, sorry,
okay,
Mr. Kingston. You know that certain crop prefers certain soil to grow. Now, let's assume that onion grows fast on a loamy soil. Do you understand? Now, and then maybe we don't have loamy soil in this part of the country. How would the cultivation of this onion survive?
if you look at the north very well, I've been to the north. They don't have a good soil.
Okay. Is
They
it a
don't have,
particular part of the north or the north generally?
not some of the north don't have a good soil, but they even use fertilizer to produce all these things.
Okay.
Some of the crops that they use fertilizer to produce. If you plant that same crops here, you will not use fertilizer. I tell you. So we should not run away from it. That nobody should come and tell me their soil is more fertile for this particular cross than the west or the south or the east, as the case may be. No, it's just that this is what we are shying away from. I don't even want to talk the insecurity. The insecurity that those guys are facing to still farm is more higher than the insecurity this side. So we don't have excuse, Victoria.
Okay.
Let all the state governors encourage their people to go farming or to go farm, as the case may be. What stop every state to even have a state farm? I've not been to US before, but there was a book I read in US, Texas precisely, that there was one farm in Texas presently now. That farm is behold by prisoners.
Okay.
It's just like as we have Nigeria prison. They are the one that holds that farm. They are
Okay.
the one that holds that farm. So what stop our state having state farm? If we have those things, you will discover that we will not face this crisis that we are facing.
So you have the opinion that there should be certain measures to stabilize the onion and groundnut oil markets in Nigeria. And one of the reasons that you have mentioned is the cultivation measures that we should try. Nigerians or the Nigerian government should digress into farming,
Yes.
ensuring that local products are produced locally instead
Yes.
of bringing them from the north. Is that what you're
Yes.
saying?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Kinson. Thank you so much. So, Miss Ijeoma, we want to know about this high cost of onion because we're talking about it here. We're talking about this high cost because it's affecting almost everybody that is alive in Nigeria, except for the family that is allergic to onion. Do you understand?
Mm.
Now, do you think that this high cost of this item now would be relieved in the nearest future? Do you think Nigerians will be relieved of this high cost of onion the king and groundnut oil the queen?
For me, I don't really know. I don't know if it will be reduced, but we pray so. Yes. Well, I feel it's the condition, the climate condition that is the reason for the inflation in cost. But let's see, maybe as the season changes,
Okay.
yes, maybe there will be increase in production.
Okay.
So due to increase in production, there will be reduction in cost.
Okay.
Yes.
Comrade Kingsley had just told us about the measures to take or to apply to stabilize this, to stabilize the cost of this item in the market. Do you have any suggestion about the measures that should be taken to stabilize the cost of this item in the market?
Just as he said, planting. Yes, planting. But speaking of the soil, yes, I believe the reason why majority of these crops are grown in the north is actually because they have a good soil for growing these crops.
Okay.
Yes. So I would say that for this season, the season is down already. By next year, people should store. Yes, they should buy in bulk and store. I believe it will go a long way.
They should buy in bulk
In
and
bulk,
store.
yes,
Okay.
that they should have a storage for some of these things.
Okay.
Yes, and yes, secondly, yes, just buy in bulk.
That's for
Store,
onions
yes,
now.
for
How about
onion.
groundnut oil?
Groundnut oil. I really can't tell because you see groundnut oil, it's another thing entirely. Yes, I really can't tell. I would still believe people should they should just believe in God. Yes.
People should believe in God
Yes.
for the
For
cost of
groundnut
groundnut
oil,
oil
because
to
let's
come down.
yes,
Oh, wow.
yes. You should just believe in God for the cost to come down.
Okay.
And,
What are your reasons?
Yes, because And you can't tell as day breaks things they increase day to day.
Okay.
Yes, you never can tell. Yes, so that
Okay,
was
you
my
talked
reason.
about buying onions in bulk and then
Yes,
storing them
yes,
for future
for
use.
future use.
Did
Yes.
you consider the perishable nature of this item?
Okay,
Are there ways to store them better?
there are ways of storing onion.
Okay,
Yes, there are ways of storing onion. You could store them in a cool, dry place where water won't get to them. I believe you can store them like that.
okay.
Yes, so that you can have some things to fall back to. Yes, because you can't tell me now that you're going to the market every day to get onion. No, you should have a
So
storage.
your advice to viewers now is that maybe you have to go buy this item and store them in a dry place in case the cost for this item increases so that you'll be on the safer side as said by our guest Miss Ijoma. Okay, is there any other advice for our viewers on how to store for the items? The other item as groundnut oil.
For groundnut oil, yes, you can also buy and keep at home.
Okay.
Yes, you can also buy and keep at home.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you very much. Okay, Mr. Kinson. Okay, these two items, these duos are reigning in our Nigeria. If Nigeria was a kingdom, if Nigeria was a kingdom, these duos are really reigning. Like they are now the ruler of Nigeria because not having onion in your meal, maybe somehow it won't be as tasty as you want it. And not having groundnut oil in a choice meal that the groundnut oil is supposed to be in may not give you an adequate taste that you desire in that meal. So do you have an advice to give to our audience about these two items? Maybe what to alternate these two items with, as Miss Ijoma had already said, or just anything you want to tell them about these doors.
Okay, thank you very much.
Just any
The
advice that you
the
want
thing
to
is
give
that
them about.
don't kill yourself, viewers.
Okay.
Do not kill yourself. If you cannot eat onions now, rest. You see, what we put in this stomach does not reveal itself. If you don't see money to get onions to put in that meal, God has able to give you meal, but you didn't see money to buy the onions. Rest. Don't kill yourself. Groundnut, groundnut oil as they call it. If you don't also see money, but you're able to see the meal, eat it the way it is. Don't kill yourself. Thank you very much.
Our guest, Comrade Kisson, told us not to kill ourselves. If you don't have onion and then you don't have what to alternate this onion with, don't kill yourself. Okay? And if you don't have groundnut oil in your kitchen and you don't have what to alternate this groundnut oil with, do not kill yourself. For with time, maybe the market will stabilize to normal and then we'll be able to have our onion back to our kitchen as usual. Thanks to
You're
you,
welcome.
Miss Ijoma and Comrade Kinson, for coming to today's trending show.
Thank you for having me.
Do have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye. Hello, viewers. Thank you so much for staying glued to VOS TV. We are here because of you, and because you've stayed glued, we appreciate and we say thanks so much. Until we see you the next time, have a great day. Bye.